Yeah, I try to find a way, every game to just come with energy, And today, I had the rookie Terry bring his boombox and play some music in the locker room just to get everybody's vibe going and everybody's energy up, because we come here like 4 hours early, just to get everybody going before.
What are you guys listening to then?
Future, a lot of Drake, anything with a great beat, trap music,
Something like that.
something like that. Yeah.
It's effort. We had the attitude, the effort to go after them rebounds and understand that if we get our hands on them, we're gonna keep them. And we played really, really well. We did a lot of great things well, but we can't really harp on this. It's one game. We got to move forward.
All right, we're here for part 2 now. Let's talk about rebounding. So I made the Zach Randolph comparison earlier in part 1. The guy that's been playing like him is Jared Solinger. He has been throwing that meat around.
I'll give you that.
He's got 3 straight double-doubles now. I mean, he's been boxing out well, and he really...
Selly gonna get paid.
That's right. He's going to get paid.
I don't know if we'll be talking about Selly next year. Not because I don't like him, but I just think maybe he's going to get more money elsewhere.
That's probably true. But
at this rate, anyways.
At least in the last few games, he's been earning his keep. And tonight, I thought he boxed out better than any game so far this season. He was the most effective rebounder he's been all season, even if the numbers aren't necessarily the highest that he's had so far this year. But with his boxing out, he allowed guys like Jay Crowder to come flying in there. Jay Crowder had 6 offensive rebounds tonight.
No, those 2 guys, Selly, actually, and I'll throw in Amir in there. Those guys brought the energy tonight, and Selly's been bringing it all season. I think he's been their most consistent player, on both ends of the court, and that's why he's earned his spot in the starting lineup. That's why no one's complaining about his weight, because when you start playing well, you can handle that weight. His condition's up there.
Doesn't look like a problem right now.
It's not a problem because he's playing well. His condition's where it needs to be. Maybe it wasn't that he needed to lose physical pounds. You just needed to get that wind up. You need to be able to play late in the 4th quarter or wherever it is and dive for that loose ball and grab that extra rebound. And he's been doing that. And I think he's pretty happy with how he's feeling right now and how he's playing right now too. And yeah, just the energy from Selly tonight, the energy from Crowder, 6 offensive rebounds, some putbacks, some tips. It's good because Crowder really his shot was completely off all night until the last 2 shots of the game, the 2 biggest shots that he hit. But he was doing things, on the court aside from, the shot wasn't falling. What else? He's crashing the boards, he's putting tip-ins. He's playing with that energy, so that was good to see.
He's still got his 4 steals, so don't worry. He's still leading the league in steals per game by a pretty large margin, too.
No, I mean, he's gonna, at this rate, and I said this before, I'm not just saying this now. I have it on somewhere on the internet, I said he's going to make a case for one of these all-defensive teams at the beginning of the year because he's going to get those minutes. That's going to be his bread and butter. That's his mentality. It's defense first, and so far that's what we've been seeing.
So we're going to end it here. We're going to go to an interview that we did before the game.
Real quick, I thought Amir Johnson had his best game.
Okay, yeah, we got to talk about that.
Yeah.
He was great on both ends.
Yeah.
And Brad talked about how he was going 100% of their 4 o'clock shoot around, and he was ready for this game. He still missed some close range shots. And that's still an issue. That's always been an issue with him. But he got, how many shot attempts did he have? He had 14 shot attempts. He took
13. I think the box score.
You think they gave him one too many?
They gave him one too many.
Actually, I was noticing there was the last shot by Jay Crowder on the NBA box scores was to Amir. So I guess.
But still, I
13
think it was 7 for 13.
Yeah.
I mean,
that's good.
8
it's
boards,
pretty good. Yeah.
I think 4 assists, 3 steals, 3 blocks. He had a full stat sheet tonight.
Yeah.
And it was good. That was his best game of the year. After I would say maybe 3 or 4 kind of their games, not really doing much on nothing too noteworthy, especially on the offensive side. So he I think took it upon himself. He told us he was listening to a little Drizzy before the game that kind of got him amped up. So maybe Drake's a Raptors fan. Maybe those two had some fun times together back when he was with the Raptors.
I'm sure Amir was his bodyguard while he was up in Toronto. He was protecting him at all angles. He was one of the woes that Drake was running through the 6 with. Very little known fact, him and Lou Will. So we're going to go to an interview I did before the game with Thabo Sefolosha, who's a Swiss national, lived in France. Everyone, I'm sure at this point, is aware of the attacks in Paris, and our hearts go out to anyone that was affected by those. We talked to him about not only the situation there and his friends and family there, but about the issues on the ground in France and the way that the political climate has changed. It's not a basketball interview, but I think it's something that's really important that I think we should all be aware of and think about from time to time. So take a watch, and on that note, thanks to our sponsors, Grandstand. Associate those two together. This is the Garden Report on CLNS Radio and Celtics blog. We'll see you next week. Get your take on what's been going on, if you've been hearing back from people.
Yeah.
In Europe.
Yeah, I heard about a few people, a few friends actually that live in Paris, and it sounds like it's pretty much chaos over there. But it's sad, to see things like this happening wherever it is in the world.
Do you have any idea what the situation is like there? I mean, hearing from your friends.
I mean, pretty much the same report that you see on TV. I mean, I know they have still some hostages at the Bataclan and things like this. So I'm not sure exactly, but I know it's pretty wild.
I mean, I know you live in the States right now, but are you concerned about with the Syria refugee crisis? And I know France has been having a lot of kind of tighter restrictions on religious expression freedom, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Are you concerned as a European person about that there could be more attacks and more discomfort and more tension because of the way that countries like France are reacting?
Yeah, I think when you look at the history a little bit and what's been happening, especially in France, you have to wonder what is pushing people to do that. I mean, I think some of those political restrictions and laws in place, I think pushes people to feel like they're outcast, and when you point fingers at people, and that's a way they kind of express their their irritation, and it's very sad to see, but at the same time I think you cannot, I mean, it's in no circumstances what they're doing is okay, and I hope one day eventually it'll stop.
I mean, you face your own injustices here even, so it's obviously something that happens around the world, but have you ever experienced any sort of injustice to whether it was racial, ethnic, or anything related when you were back in Europe?
Yeah, it happened, but again, I think to me, honestly, it's to be a racist, and I think it's people that are not really smart, so I don't really pay too much attention to it. I live my life the way I want to live it, and I'm happy with the friends that I have around, and family, and people that are believe in the same thing I do.
What would you like to see change?
I don't know. It's a broad question. I don't think I can answer this now. But I think definitely. I think at some point, I think pointing finger at Islamic as a general group, I don't think it does anybody any good. I think there's some terrorist people that uses Islam to make act of terror. And I think that has to be something that you can't just blame it on everybody. That's Islam is a religion that's maybe the most religion that people believe in the most, and a lot of those people are not terrorists. And I think it's important to separate the two and give people in the media especially the right vision of what's going on.